The time has come.
You know what, since these guys are giving me some trouble, plus there's much better equipment I could be getting, I'm actually going to head out and get some of the stuff in the overworld now. Now, we do have bombs, but we also have 75 rupees, which is enough to buy the candle. And the candle and the bombs are essentially the two things that open up secrets in the overworld. They can get you money, they can get you hearts, they can get you secret shops that have different items and such. And we're going to be going after some of the bomb hearts that we can get right away, but also we're going to be heading back to the very first area of the game in order to buy a candle that we can use to get some more hearts after that. And grabbing rupees along the way is very useful too. I believe there's a, yes, here's one. Well, we gotta watch out for these sand guys. Okay. And this is an area where we would like to use a bomb, just like the last one. Of course, we want to pick the heart. I believe doing this will get enough hearts in order to get the next sword. At least I'm pretty sure. There's 2 hearts I know for a fact we won't be able to get. One of them requires the raft, one of them requires the stepladder. I don't know the exact amount in terms of how many hearts we'll need in order to get the next sword. Now, the way swords work is that you can find them in the overworld just like any other shop or any other place. Jane, that's adorable how you just lick my hand while I have my hand with the controller. But it's messing me up a little bit. Anyway, the swords you can find in the overworld and caves just like you can hearts or shops or anything. But the difference is, you can't actually pick up the sword, even if you find it, until you have enough hearts. The game doesn't really communicate that well enough, but they kind of replicate it in Breath of the Wild with the Master Sword. Anyway, we're going to be testing to see how many hearts we'll need for each sword. Throw in here, we can get some money. That's just 30 rupees. Not too much, but it's also a good amount to get. That. And this is the first shop we encounter in the game. I don't know if I went here earlier in the last episode. It's been a few days since I recorded that. But let's go ahead and check it out. Yep, candle, 60 rupees. Now the way the candle works is it's a fire attack that we can use to hurt enemies multiple times, and it lingers a little bit similar to the holy water in Castlevania, but we can only fire it 1 time per screen. So once we fire it here, we can't fire it here again, even when it off-screens itself or when it despawns. We can fire it again once we leave the screen and come back, or just use it on that screen or any of that. And there is another candle later in the game that can permanently be used on each screen, but it's kind of useless since around that same point we get another item that can perform the same functions as the candle, and by then hopefully we would have gotten all the secrets with the candle. Oh right, this is just another shop. Okay. If that is the magical shield, which I assume it is since there's no way to lose the standard shield, then that's actually a pretty good price for it. Because usually it goes for over 100 rupees. But here we have another heart we can get thanks to the candle. Very nice. More sand dudes. That's fine. Well, we're actually getting a lot of money from them. It's a good thing the clock affects the Zora, but it only does on that screen. Okay. Now then, I believe we can destroy this branch right here. Okay, more money. We actually do want to be getting some money since there is a character in a bit who does sell us a very expensive item that we do want to get. Okay. The blue ones, of course, take more damage, as most enemy types, that's how it works, is the blue ones take more damage than the red ones. We can actually get a lot of money up ahead here, either using the money-making game or just grabbing the 100 rupees above it. A lot of this might seem like I'm using a map. That's because I played this game 2 days ago all the way through, getting every heart piece and everything. Or not 2 days ago, a few days ago. It was on Black Friday, and I'm recording this on Tuesday. Oh, this is also where we can start one of the few side quests this game has to offer. If we go up here, the person in this cave right here will offer us a letter that we need to deliver to someone. And I suppose I'll hold on to that for now. I'm not going straight after it. That's the closest thing this game really has to a side quest, I suppose, other than, of course, other things you find in the overworld that aren't necessary. Which is a lot. You can beat this game with the absolute bare minimum. The only things you really need are, like, keys and bombs and such. But yeah, secret right here gets us 100 rupees, which is very nice. There are probably more rupees somewhere else. I don't remember where any of them are right now. In fact, those are usually the only rupee places I hit. So, I suppose I'll just do some other stuff to save up for rupees. Or we could try our hand at the money-making game, why not? Sure, let's go for it. So this right here is a money-making game. It's our only way of really gambling in Zelda, at least for now. But we choose one of the three items here, rupees here. They all cost 10 rupees to check, and we only get to check one. One of them will increase our money by quite a bit, and the other two decrease it by a lot. So I'll say, let's say the middle one. Yes, 50 rupees. That actually turned out great. So now we actually can afford the item I was thinking of. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. It's either 250 or 255. Or maybe it's none of those and I'm forgetting. But the item in question permanently increases our defense by twice as much. So it's very useful, and we can get it pretty early in the game, assuming we grind enough rupees. And again, like I said, most people, or there's a lot of people who will just get this before they even do the first dungeon. I don't think that's necessary. As you saw, I did the first dungeon just not even really thinking last episode, but it is an option. And I know a lot of people appreciate that. I appreciate that in this game, but I don't absolutely adore this game over other Zelda games solely for that reason. Especially considering there are other elements that are dated. If you really do want a non-linear Zelda experience that's more modernized and, I guess, I wouldn't say easier, because Breath of the Wild is still really difficult, but I'd absolutely recommend, if you're a fan of this game, to play that one. Or if you're a fan of the ideals of this game, but maybe not the gameplay. Because the gameplay is certainly dated compared to later Zelda games, but I guess that's just an opinion. Now some of these areas, like right here, you'd think, how do I get out there? Why is there a platform out in the water? One of the items we get later on is called the raft, that allows us to, on those platforms specifically, travel out into later areas. In fact, that one up there, right there, actually leads to Dungeon 4, which means we're going to have to get that in Dungeon 3. And that is how it's designed, is that you can't get to Dungeon 4 without the item from Dungeon 3, and like you can't get to Dungeon 7, I think it is. It's the one where you need to use the flute. You can't get to that until you get the flute, which I believe is in Dungeon 5. Which I guess means you can skip 6 entirely, but I wouldn't recommend that. Anyway, these statues here, you just gotta provoke and then go where they were. Ooh, rupee. Okay, 255 is the maximum amount. 250 is how much this costs. Yeah, he even brings up how expensive this item is, but this is the blue ring, and now we take half as much damage, and we also have this cool blue outfit, which really just looks more white than blue to me. But yeah, money counter's still going down. But this item is absolutely worth it, especially considering it is kind of dangerous up there, since there's a lot of those blue sand enemies and there's those statues that come to life. But you can get healed up right here, and now not only are you at full health, but you also have the defense that you got with that item. So we now have the sword beam once again. That's very nice. We might head back to Dungeon 2 now, just so we can get it done with. Oh, and actually, as you'll see there, that Octorok hit me, but since I have the blue ring, which halves the damage I take, I actually didn't really... I didn't lose my sword beam, because there's no quarter hearts in this game. That's something I would implement later, where you can take a quarter heart of damage, but in this game, you can't. So... if you do take a quarter heart of damage by, like, getting hit by an Octorok when you have the blue ring equipped, then nothing happens. It's same with if I get hit by a bat in this state. Or there's even like an 8th heart damage they do when you get the next ring after this, which isn't until the very end of the game. I also grabbed some rupees. We're gonna have to make up for it now that we spent so much on the blue ring.